We're a water town. If you're not getting on the water and you're exploring Charleston, you're just not doing it right. We've been doing this, we're well established for the last 31 years. We've been running the ferry as coastal expeditions, bringing people outdoors in a lot of different capacities, but this is one of our staples.
Bull's Island beach drop.
Yes.
Collecting the shells.
Yes.
Hopefully finding some cool fossils.
Yeah, so that's part of being out in a National Wildlife Refuge. We're bringing out to places where there's not a lot of infrastructure. We're the way to get here. Go to Folly Beach or Isle of Palm, Sullivan's Island. I love these places. I grew up around here, but you got to fight for your spot on the beach, and finding a seashell's hard work. Coming out here today, it's a busy day for us. We're gonna have 50 people on 7 miles of beach. So finding that seashell's pretty doable.
And you can do a lot of other things. We saw families with bikes.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to explore the island. We have 15 miles of road and trail. So we don't just have that 7.5 miles of undeveloped beach, but 14 miles of that trail system that Fish and Wildlife manage for us and maintain for us. That's a great way to get around the island. You can do it by foot, you can do it by bike. We just ask that, if it has a motor on it, it's got to stay over there. But if it's human powered, absolutely bring it on out. And there's a lot of wildlife to see out here. So for my wildlife viewers, like we had some birders on the boat today.
I saw them with the binoculars.
We were hitting some good birds on the way out. It's a fun time to be here looking for anything, whether it's a seashell or a whimbrel or an alligator. This is a good place to be right now.
I also want to mention that you do 2 different boat rides.
Yeah, typically our schedule is, so Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is our regular ferry days. And on those days, we depart the mainland from 9 o'clock and 12:30, and we depart the island from 12 o'clock and 4 o'clock. So you have the option. If you're coming out at 9, like we've done today, you can come back at noon, or you can spend the full day. And it's the same price, it doesn't matter. You don't have to commit either way. But a full day is usually what I would recommend, a better way to get, bang for your buck. Our barrier islands have this unique dynamic where the northeast part of these islands erode away. And as that erodes away on a natural barrier island, typically you're gonna erode into the forest. And that produces a beautiful Boneyard Beach is what we call it, but it's a driftwood forest on the beach where the forest gets stranded out there on the ocean side of the island and it gets bleached by the sun. And so you've got just an entire, almost 2 mile long stretch of driftwood forest. And at low tide, it's a great place to spend part of your day on the beach.
Will it continue to expand into the island?
Yeah, the island's incredibly dynamic. That's part of the reason the Boneyard's there. It's built up with sand, and the geological process of our longshore currents that move north to south move that sediment up after erosion events that can happen every day. I just need a little bit of a northeast wind to hit that portion of the island, and it chews up some of the sand, and then the longshore currents moves that sand away from the beach, typically down south. So as that sediment moves, and it's a sediment migration, that's really what's happening up there. It's not that the ocean necessarily is coming into the island, it's just that the island's disappearing on that end. And we watch that in real time on a kind of daily basis out here. It's incredibly dynamic.
And the trees look kind of spooky.
It's a really neat, yeah, you can get if you're artistic, it's a really fun place to be. It's a beautiful place for sunrise. So we do a sunrise trip as well. This is the Bull Island Ferry that we're doing today. But if you come out with me, we'll do a trip from the mainland before first light. So we're looking out the stars on our crossing over. We get you to the island, we'll have a truck and trailer staged, and we'll travel through the maritime forest until we get to the beach. It's still before early light. And then I get you out there in the Boneyard before that first little peak of sun starts to come up, and it's a really unique experience to see the Boneyard. It's a beautiful place to be for sunrise. It might be the best place for Charleston or in the Low Country for a sunrise experience.